Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Beast Wars Basics Razorbeast. And Razorbeast is an awesome little Basics Transformer. He was, along with like Snapper, one of the few Transformers that I owned when I was a kid. I really liked Beast Wars. That was the toy line that I grew up with. And these little guys were cheap enough for me to get my little hands on. And yeah, he turns into this crazy little warthog. And I remember Razorbeast specifically because the other Transformers that I had were like Optimus Primal and Megatron in their bat and crocodile forms. And the comic that came with him, Razorbeast, like played part of that. And I always thought like his art was really cool and he'd be a really important character. And then he never showed up in the cartoon. But yeah, we got this Pumbaa looking guy. And he, I think, is pretty cute in toy form. He's not nearly as, like, cool as his, like, comic portrayal made him out to be. But he's still pretty cute. He has a weird mouth. Like, we can look at that. That's just a result of transformation. He is a design I would love to see get a new version of at some point in the future. In terms of articulation, there's not a lot. He's got ball joints, but with the way they're installed, they don't really go in and out very much. But they can 360 on both legs, and that's about it for articulation. He stands there looking menacingly. You know who he is closest to in terms of like transformation? It's really Razorbeast and Rat Trap. So if we put him next to Kingdom Rat Trap, I'd be very curious to see if they could do. I mean, it wouldn't be a remold at that point; it would be a whole new toy. But maybe a redesign, shrink him down, and get him, you know, following the same basic transformation as Kingdom Rat Trap, but in a Razorbeast toy. I just realized that I want more and more Beast Wars characters on my shelf. Okay, but that's it. Like this is a quick video because this is a quick look at a simple guy. The transformation is also very straightforward. You're going to pull off the back of his head. This turns into a gun. Ooh, we can flip it out like so. Leave that to the side. Then we can come in and all we're doing is separating the sides of his robot or his warthog halves, and then that pushes down his chest, which we can pull out these arms. And look at that, he is all transformed. The other way you can do this transformation, I guess, because that is so fast, is if you want to, his tail acts like a lock and a lever, so you can just pull, hold him by this head and then pull on the tail to get him to auto-transform, but I found that doesn't always work as neatly as his just pulling him in half and letting the gears do the work. And yeah, here is Razorbeast. Again, we can fold up his legs and take a look at that robot mode. Kind of like the Snapper I looked at not too long ago. Very basic, basic toy. He's got, what, a 3mm peg in his hand for his gun. And yeah, there are things I really like about his design. I love his crazy mutant head. I feel like that's very inspired by the mutant heads they did on the bigger figures. I like his warthog head and the way it forms part of his torso. The tuft of hair up here kind of reminds me of the windshielding that that vehicle characters end up having on their chest. His articulation, the head can swivel. The arms are on ball joints. They're blocked by, obviously, all this warthog bulk. And then the legs are on ball joints, both knees and hips. So he's got, you know, for the time period, pretty standard articulation, only really hampered by his transformation. And yeah, I think he looks pretty great. He makes me just happy to have on the shelf. And he's a character that's gotten some comic book, like some media appearances in written comic books. I think because of how evocative his silhouette is, he looks super heroic, right? He's got, you know, his hips, but then he's got a svelte waist that leads into these broad shoulders. And the comic books can shrink his backpack down to make him look much more heroic. And for that reason, I do hope that we get a new version of him at some point in the future, because I think he is a really cool design that with modern engineering and stuff could become a really cool toy. But that's Transformers Razorbeast. It's a real quick look at this guy. Not a whole lot else to say. He just is a solid little figure. These days, I think the price for them has doubled from when they were originally like basics for $5. Now they're $10. That's still not a lot of money. But if you find one on sale at like a garage sale or a used toy shop or something for $5, I think he's an easy recommendation just to play around and enjoy. And obviously, I recommend this version of the mold, not the Randy version, which had, I think, some of the most infamous gold plastic syndrome. That's probably impossible to find, but don't worry about it, because this is the one you want to get. And yeah, that's a quick look at Razorbeast, and he's an awesome figure. That's it for today, and I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks, everybody.